welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a walkthrough for Stencil. Stencil is the platform I use to create all my graphics for pretty much everything. My blog posts, my social media, my materials, everything, right? So I wanted to go ahead and get that video out of the way because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos of other tutorials, and most of them include this tool, so I figure it's best if I just show you the main tool before we get to anything else. Okay, so Stencil, that's the name of the app. It's a very, very cool app. You can consider it a competitor for Canva or other mediums out there. Now, this is a great alternative for those of you and those of us really that are not very techy and that we kind of run away from Photoshop. This is a great tool. Now, I'm going to be going over the benefits of why Stencil is better than Canva. But for now, I want to start with showing you the actual tool so that you see what you get for that money. Okay? So the layout, as you can see, is very, very simple. Not full of clutter or anything. It's very simple. Now, you have this left menu where it's pretty much everything you can do. This app comes already with built-in images that you can use. These are royalty free. That means you can use them as you like in your projects. No worries about licensing or anything like that. And you could just either browse, just scroll down and it'll keep loading and loading, or you could just write here what you're looking for and it will look for pictures that are familiar. Let's say we're going to put babies, right? So it's going to go ahead and bring up all the baby pictures that it can pull from those different repositories online. And then you can just add this picture to your image, to your Canva, and use it as however you need to use it. Look at that. That's so cute. Now, we're going to be talking about this in a minute, but let's just focus first on what you can do here. Now, these images, you have the option, and these options I'm going to explain right now are available in all menus here, in icons, templates, and quotes. So what you can do is you can either put a star here if you like it, so that it will save it in your favorites, and you have it accessible for later on. Or you can use the menu here, and you can add it to a collection. So you can create collections based on projects you're working on, clients, or whatever it is you're doing, and have it organized by collections. That way later on you don't have to worry about finding the image again. So that's a great feature to have for these images. I'm going to unmark that. Now you can go to icons. Tons of icons to show you. I mean, it's just pretty much everything you want. It's in here. Now you have the option here on this menu to go to look at the feature icons, which is usually like recent new icons. You have your own favorites, anything you've marked with the star, and you have your collections. Anything you've already put in a collection will be easily accessible from here. Then you have all the icons divided by categories. This is done by Stencil. So let's say we wanted to look for shapes. We could just go here. It's going to bring up all the icon selection that it has for shapes. So it has, let's see what we can add to this image. Okay, let's just add this little heart. Okay, another point I want to make here. Anything that you see that comes color, it comes in that color. You cannot change the color. You can only change the strength of the image. So here you see transparency. If you check here the heart, if I move this, see how it makes it lighter? So you can do that. Let's just make this big. See what we come up with by the end of this tutorial. And you can also add anything that's black and white. You could usually change the color. So this one is in black, but we can change here by going in colors. And let me just change it to purple. This section here, these are my saved colors that I use frequently. You can save here your brand colors and have them really accessible here, or you can search for whatever color you want down here by dragging your mouse over the color palette. Okay, so as you can see, we have that here. Let me just flip this like that. Maybe change that there. Okay, so this is icons. Now I have templates, which is very similar to Canva. It has all these templates pre-made that you can use and you can alter, right? So everything you see here, you can change. This is just to show you, but it's not really something I'm working on. But let's just click on any of the templates so that you can see. Okay, let's just click on this one. And as you can see, if you click on the background, you can change the color. Let me change it to my brand color. And let's say this red is not my brand color. I'm going to change it to black. And this, I can change it to green, which is my other brand color. And this, I'm going to change it to white. And I can just change the text here. Let's just put coaches. Right? Oops, an extra S. Okay. So you can have it like that. You can change your text. You can change anything in any of these images. You can change and adapt to your project, your branding. Now, the next option is quotes. So you can filter here. Same thing. All these options have another filter up here, another menu, and you can look for quotes. So let's just see. I would add a love quote. I don't know what's gonna come up here. Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love. That's cute. Okay, let's say we're gonna add that here. So drag and drop. And let's just say I'm gonna remove this and put this quote here. Now, anything you add on font, you can format. Now, let's say you click here and you want to change the font because that font doesn't match your branding. You have two options. You can go here in the drop down and go through fonts. It comes already with a lot of Google fonts already included. If the Google font you're using is not available in this menu, you can always import it. So, Google fonts have thousands of fonts, so it won't have everything here because it would be too heavy and it would be a slow app, but you can import the one that you need. So that shouldn't stop you, right? Just import. Now, let's say you bought a custom-made font in any other place online that it reflects your branding. You can always upload your font and use it as many times as you like for all your projects, right? So let's just go ahead and use a font here just for the sake of this project. Let's just use this. These are fonts I've uploaded before that I've played with or that are for my branding, so they're there. You can alter the size if you want. You can change the line height, see how it gets separated a little bit more. You can add a drop shadow if you want to do that to make it stand out. Not all fonts come with a drop shadow, but if they do, then you'll see this option here. You can center a line, do whatever you want, put it in italics or remove italics, underline, change the color. You can add an outline. So let me do it in green so you see where it adds an outline if you want it. I don't want it, so I'm going to just remove it. You can add a background. Let's just say I'm going to add a black background. You can do that right there. But I'm going to remove that. And you can duplicate this if you want to copy that and just change the text to something else. Let's say like, I'm going to put subscribe, right? And I can just add it. I mean, this is not a good design. I'm just playing with the tool to show you because this is definitely not a good design. So you could do that. Now we've looked at these options, the 4 options what you can do. And same thing, let me remind you, you can add it to collections, you can save it to your favorites, whatever you like. You can do that even with quotes. Now if you go to the bottom section, it's account options. So you can upload images or files that you have from other platforms. You can move them here, you can upload them in here and use them in your designs. Let's say I uploaded this Trello logo for one of the courses I have on my website. So I uploaded this, but I want to use it in this graphic. It will bring the image or whatever I uploaded, and then I can use it for this, right? Then you have logos and watermarks. If you have your own logo or a watermark created before you started using Stencil, you can always add it here. You can upload it. And let's say you're creating assets for this brand, which is my brand. I will turn that on. And by turning it on, it brings automatically the logo in here. See, it brought it immediately so that I can resize, lighten it, and I can make it white if I wanted it in white. I mean, you could do pretty much anything with your logos or your watermarks, right? Let's say I want to keep my logo as a watermark. I would just leave it like that. You have saved images. This is where you, after you're done with your image here and you're happy with it, you could just save it here, click on save, and it will add it here to your saved images. You can also click on this arrow and it will save as a template. If this template you're going to use many times for your social media or any other project, you could just save it as a template and it will be available here in templates. Just know that when you save something here, let's just do it so that I can show you really quick. See, I saved it here to my saved images. Let's say I was working in a different project. Let me just click here. And I want to come back and work on that image because now I'm going to change it a little bit to use in a different project, right? I can always click there. Let's say I'm going to remove this for my new project. And I'm going to remove this and Brene Brown. And I'm going to move subscribe here. And I'm going to remove my watermark, right? I can save it and it will not overwrite your previous design. It will create a new version of it. So you can either save templates or you could just save it in a new time and see now you have here both designs to use. You don't overwrite the previous one, which is great so that if you make the mistake, you don't lose your work. So you can do that. Okay, let's move on. Now let's look at the options here on the right side. Of course, this is self-explanatory. This is to undo something, this is to change, to view your history of changes. Here is if you want to start a new image, you just click here. Here's to add text. We saw how to format text already. And here's to add a grid if you would like to work with grids so that you know if you're centered or not. This is a great tool. And you can just clear the image like this. Are you sure? Yes, and it will clear the image. Now, when it comes to sizes, the tool comes with basically all the dimensions you will need for social media, for your blog, for pretty much everything you can think of. So what you do to find the right size is you go here to LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, but to these arrows. What we were working on is a LinkedIn photo size. But let's say I want to work in an Instagram photo. So I'm just going to select here Instagram. Now, it has different options that you can play with and go in and check and explore. It's all kinds of sizes, header sizes, and it has custom. So you can create your own custom sizes. These are all the ones I've created that you can use for future projects. But let's say I'm going to go in a post and I'm going to create an Instagram photo. See, it resizes my Canva. Now, you could also bring back an image that you have. And let's say, since you were working on this image on a LinkedIn photo dimension, but now you want to work on it for Instagram, you could just change the size here, go Instagram photo, and it will change it. Sometimes you will have to resize and relocate some items, but overall, it's just going to let you do a lot of work very, very quick, right? So you can change and save all your assets here in all different sizes. Now download, right? We talked about save, we talked about dimensions, now download. When you download an image, it allows you to change the file name here. So I recommend you do that so that you can find them later on. It comes with two formats. You can download images as JPEGs or you can download them as PNG. It comes with two dimensions, which is the dimension we were working on, which is Instagram's photo. It's 1080 by 1080. Or it comes usually with a double. So if you want to do something that's double the size that you're working on, just because you want it to be very, very neat and very visual, you can save it in a double the size. Keep in mind, the more pixels, the heavier the image. So look at your options if it's something you need. If not, just keep it the size that you need it. You have media type you can download for digital use or to print. So just change that and it'll make the change internally of what it needs to work on that. That's what you can download it as. Now, when you go here to preview, it's going to give you all these options here. This is something that Stencil is very unique in. You can basically publish directly from this platform into your social media. So you connect it here with your Facebook page, and you could just drop this directly there. Once you connect it, you will be allowed to write your captions and all that. So you can do that. You can also visualize it on mobile, how it's going to look. So that way, if you got to tweak the design a little bit or not, you can do that before you go ahead through all the work. Desktop view and mobile view. You could do the same thing for Twitter, connected to your Twitter. You could do Pinterest. This you can upload directly to your boards on Pinterest. So just add the URL of the Pinterest board. Instagram, which we all know, it's kind of a pain in the butt because you can only use images that are on your phone. Only a few platforms are trying to change that now, but that's another story. But to get this platform sent to your phone, just basically you could do it from here. Create your image, put your phone number here, and just click send to, and it will send a text message to your phone with the image that you can then just click in it, download it to your phone, and just do the usual process for Instagram. You can do it, you can integrate it with Buffer. If you use Buffer for your social media, you could just add your Buffer account and it just sends the files directly there. So it's way faster. And you can share links of your images directly with someone. So you could just copy this bit.ly link, and the person, once they put this URL, they'll be able to pull up this image. Okay, so those are great features that I love about this tool that makes life a lot easier and quicker. When you're running your business alone, you need all these tools that can make things quicker and more efficient. Now, let's get to the second thing of why I love this tool. Okay, before we go into this, let's say you're in one of those websites or anywhere online, although caveat here, you have to check any image you use online. You have to have the rights, the license to use it. So for the purpose of this example, I am in picjumbo.com, which has free stock photos and that you can use anywhere on your website, just like the ones we saw within the platform. But let's say in the platform you didn't find a picture that you like and you just want to look in other platforms. So you can go any platform, not just this one, just any platform that has free pictures that you're allowed to use. Just hover over the image that you like. Now, to do this, you have to have downloaded a Chrome extension. Once you sign up to use Stencil, it will give you the option to download a Chrome extension. So this is what it's going to do. Once you download the Chrome extension, and let's say you like this image, I could just right click here, go down here to Stencil, open image with Stencil. So instead of you having to download this image, save the file, put it in a folder in your computer, then upload it to Stencil and do all those steps, and in addition, take memory in your computer, because once you download it, you save it, you're using the memory of your computer, the space, right? This will completely help you get rid of that problem. This will technically just take the image that you just picked and put it right in Stencil as an upload, as if you had uploaded. So it just shortcuts all that process. See, it's here. It's put in my Instagram photo because that's the last format we were using. And it keeps it here in my uploads. In my uploads folder, you have it available for future use. So you don't have to go ahead and save it and do all these things. You just shortcut anything here. You can add, let's just say from here, I'm going to add a quote because I want to put this on Instagram today for my audience. Then let's just say I'm going to do this. I mean, this is also, again, an ugly design. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not really good design here. So, but just so that you see, I brought the image, I added the text, then I can now preview and share right to my Instagram. It took me 2 seconds and I got done with my postings for today. So you can do that from anywhere online. It will just give you that option. Again, just make sure you have the rights to use that image. The second thing I want to show you is if you use WordPress for your website design, I do. If you don't, I strongly recommend you do. With WordPress, there's so many editors nowadays, like this one that I'm using, Elementor, that you could just create the same designs you use in other platforms in here and have thousands more functionality and future use. So I use WordPress. Now, if you're using Stencil and you download a plugin that Stencil will give you once you sign up, you can put the plugin in your website, upload it, and once you add an image, let's say I'm adding an image to this page that I'm creating in my website, right? So it brings that. I'm going to click here on image, and look what happens. It now adds a tab up here for Stencil. So you could just bring any image that you're working on or that you've worked in the past from your saved images. You can even create a brand new one, a brand new design on the spot, and just import it. So let's say I wanted to create a brand new one. I will just do this and maybe add an icon. Let's just do something. It's doing its thing. Let's just let it think. So here we go. Let's say we want to add the image that we just sent to our social media. We want to add it in a blog post. Let's just imagine that. Then you can have this image which is already there, populated for you. And you click down here to add to media. That button is only available through the plugin for WordPress. Here you save the file name. Always save your files with a specific name, something that has keywords that will help Google find your images later on, because a lot of people search based on images. So put a nice name depending on what you want to be found for. Now you can upload it in the basic dimensions, the same dimensions that you have, or you can do it in double the size, like I mentioned, so that it's better quality, not so pixelated, right? So I'm going to keep it on the recommended, which is double the size. I'm just going to put here test just to save the image. And as you can see, it brought me the image right from Stencil that I can just insert into my WordPress. And let me just change the size so we can see it. See, the post is there. Now I can create whatever it is that I'm working on. And I did not have to download an image. I did not have to save it in my computer, take memory. I did not have to do any of those extra steps. Everything is done through this plugin. I mean, if you don't love that, I don't know, because this is amazing. No Photoshop would do this. No Canva would do this. No other editor out there would do this. This is only through Stencil. Okay, so I showed you pretty much everything I wanted to show you, which is how to use the platform, the two big differences that Stencil offers, which is the plugin for WordPress and the social media component. Plus, I forgot the Chrome extension that you can use from anywhere in the website, in the internet. So it has those three major components. When it comes to pricing, right? Because you might be thinking, okay, but Canva. So let's check this out. Let's go here first. In Canva, when you're paying monthly, you're going to pay $12.95 for, let's say, the decent version, right? Because you could do Canva free forever, but you know you won't be able to do anything. I mean, it's so limited, it's not good for anything. So with Canva Pro, for $12.95 a month, it's per team member, so you can only add one member. And you can do these things. It has some features, it has some functionality that you could probably get started with and be okay for now. But what you need to know, which is not included in here, is that there is a lot of icons and images that you will have to pay for extra. In addition to the $12.95, if you like anything that's marked as premium, you will have to pay for it. Or if it's included, I think it starts charging you after your first download. I don't remember because it's been a while that I've used Canva, but I do know that this is one of the main things why I moved to Stencil. I just could not stand having to pay for premium stuff when I was already paying a premium, right? I'm paying $12.95 a month and I still have to pay more. It just made no sense to me. So if you look at it, it's $12.95 per month. Now, if we go back to Canva, to Stencil, if you pick the best plan they have, which is unlimited everything, it's $20 per month. So yes, it's roughly $7 extra, but you get unlimited everything. As you see, it's a short description because it's pretty much unlimited everything. You don't have, even here, you have all these different limitations. And with Stencil, you don't pay any dollar extra when using a premium icon, a premium image, none of that, because there is in fact no premium in there. Like, you have access to everything. You can download it 100 times if you want. You can save it in any options, in any resizes. I mean, you can use this platform as many times as you need a day, any graphics, and it won't cost you extra. The only cost will be $20 a month if you use the unlimited. But let's say you're not there yet, you're just starting. You can do the Pro for $15 a month, and it's still going to give you access to all those things, no extra charge. It's just going to limit you a little bit more, but it's still a very good plan. 50 images per month. You get access to absolutely all the photos, all the icons, all the templates, all the fonts. You can upload your fonts, upload your images, your watermarks, everything. You get premium support. They have a great support. You can upload up to 250 images, 25 collections, and 100 favorites. This gives you a good chunk for your bucks. So if you're just starting and you don't want to go with the limited 20 bucks a month, that's okay. Just go for this. This is more than enough, and it comes with the Instagram feature of texting the photo to your phone. Now, if you just want to play with it, they do have the free. It's still very usable. You can only do 10 images per month, and you got some limited photos, but you can play with it and get familiar with the functionality. Now, I do recommend if you're going to sign up, go for the yearly version, because check this out. Now you pay $9 a month for what was, how much was it before? 15 bucks, right? And now you pay $12 a month for the unlimited, which makes it even cheaper than paying monthly for Canva. I mean, it's just cheaper. So it's a no-brainer, unlimited, 12 a month. You will have a platform that you can use as long and as much as you want. So this is it. I think I've showed you pretty much why I love Stencil. There's one last thing I forgot to show you, and it's a tiny detail, but I think people really look into this. Let's say you're creating a logo, which, by the way, all my logos I create in here. So you don't have to even pay Fiverr, pay anything else to create a logo. You can come in here and design your own logo. Let's just say this is a logo, right? Advert coaches, let's just think this is the logo you're creating for your company. Let me change the size of this to one of my custom logo sizes. Okay, so I resized it to my logo preferred size, which is 850 by 350. There we go. But obviously for a logo, you don't want a background because logos should be transparent so that you could use everywhere. So what you do here is you click on the background, you see how it has my brand color. You could just make background transparent. You click here. There you go. Now you have a logo. You can download this. And after you download this image, you can then upload it up here to logos. You can upload it in here and you'll have it available for future use when you start creating artwork inside this platform. So isn't that awesome? I mean, this is a very simple logo. I just wanted to show you, but you could just pretty much design your logo using the icons here and any font. You can come up with your own logo and you don't have to pay anybody. And anytime you want to change something, you just go in here and you do it. You don't have to pay anybody else. This could be a weekend project if you have a few minutes, a few hours available. Just play with it and create your own logo, okay? That's the last thing I wanted to show you because it's a very important thing. I hope you like it. If you have any questions on this tool, please go ahead and drop those questions below. I do include in my description a link to Stencil. And I hope you start using it. If you do, let me know what you think of it. If you like it or anything else that I can teach you on Stencil, I'll continue posting videos here now that you know how to use Stencil, okay? Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.